Tonight on NewsCenter, hear about the new MSU Rides organization on campus.
Take a look at the Rock Tap House that will be opening soon on North Wilson.
And see how the community came together for the Arts and Eats Festival. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Cottle.
And I'm Eden Jordan. Here's what's making headlines for September 21st, 2017.
Professor Stephen Middleton will be screening a documentary about Morehead State University. The documentary is called Far Above the Rolling Campus. Over 2 years ago, Middleton spoke to former MSU President Wayne Andrews about the project. Middleton then spent 18 months looking through the Morehead archives for content with the help of MSU alum John Tanner Blevins. The film highlights many unique stories surrounding the school. The documentary will have its first public viewing on campus tonight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Athena room of the Camden Carroll Library.
Morehead will soon be getting some new additions in entertainment and dining. NewsCenter is on the scene to get the full story.
Behind me is what is soon to be the Rock Tap House. Steve Williams and Chef Patrick Ravel sat down with me in an interview to talk about when it will open, what's in store for the restaurant, which is right down the street, and the types of events that will be held here at the Rock Tap House.
Well, this is kind of a vision that I had for Morehead, Kentucky years ago, that I've always felt that, Morehead is kind of the cosmopolitan of Eastern Kentucky, and I still believe in that. And Chef Patrick Ravel him and I had always known each other for probably about 14 years. I basically made a phone call to Chef Patrick one day and said, I'm looking for a chef or maybe someone underneath you in the kitchen. And he said, well, wait a minute, I love Cave Run Lake, and that was his quote. He also said that Morehead was up and coming. So I said, hey, I think we're on the same page.
We'll have 32 taps of specialty beers. We'll have a menu of appetizers and everything, and also offer different entertainment from, theater to rock bands to, trivia to, things like this, movies, things like this. So we'll have a wide variety of entertainment for the place. So it'll be great things, maybe something new in the town. It'll be great.
Along with the 32 taps, entrees will also be served at the Tap House. For a more family-oriented and culinary experience, people are encouraged to go to the restaurant, which is right down the street, where every entree will be hand-picked by Chef Patrick Ravel. Construction has not yet begun on the restaurant, but the Tap House will open soon in October. I'm Josh Bryant reporting for NewsCenter.
The city of Morehead passed an ordinance allowing food trucks at the beginning of the summer. Since then, a variety of food trucks have moved into the city, selling everything from pizza to tacos to smoothies. One of the food trucks next to the BP spoke about how business is going.
We have the Super Nacho, quesadillas, tacos, and burritos. And you basically get to just choose what you want on it. You get your choice of shredded beef or chicken, and then lettuce, pico de gallo, rice, beans, mild sauce, hot sauce, guacamole if you want it, sour cream. Is the amount of food that I give for the price would be the one thing that we offer that you can't get anywhere else.
Deemed it Fiesta Friday, and we've been here several Fridays in a row now.
We are going to always be here. We have a couple different lots here, so we don't have to move around. This will be our main location. If I'm busy when it's cold, I'm not afraid of snow, so I'll be here. We can do a lot more than a whole team can do, just two of us, if we're organized and know exactly what to do. So, that we have really great food, and it's definitely worth your try.
Acting NASA Administrator Robert Lightfoot spoke to MSU faculty and students after taking a tour of the Space Science Center located here on campus. He spoke highly about the program and commented on the success done by faculty and students. He detailed the exploration mission that is set to launch on September 30th of next year. The satellite that will be used for the mission was constructed by MSU students. The satellite was made to collect data on the moon. We'll be keeping an eye out for more successes.
Following the presentation by NASA and the MSU Space Science Center, a dinner reception was held for Representative Hal Rogers of the 5th Congressional District of Kentucky. Rogers is noted by his 19 terms in Congress and his Eastern Kentucky roots, and was celebrated for his involvement in the Morehead Space Science Program's partnership with NASA. Rogers also began a foundation at Morehead State to fund the tuition of students studying space science. In attendance at the dinner were various representatives of Kentucky, as well as Senator Steve West and Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. Rogers represents the cities of Pikeville, Prestonburg, Middlesboro, Hazard, Jackson, Morehead, Ashland, London, and Somerset. A Morehead arrested last Wednesday, police say. They believe that he was shooting at a Kentucky State Police trooper's home and fled when confronted by law enforcement. Joseph Myris was taken into custody. A Rowan County deputy was dispatched to investigate a call about the shooting. On his way to the house, he passed the car that was allegedly involved in the shooting. The deputy says when he passed the car, the driver yelled at him. He then turned on his lights. The car sped up and began driving recklessly. The driver eventually stopped in his driveway, where he failed multiple sobriety tests. Kentucky State Police found multiple handguns in the car, and a box of ammo. Shell casings found in the backseat of the truck matched the caliber of the shell casings found outside the Kentucky State Police officer's house. The incident is still under investigation.
The Rowan County Sheriff's Department has been closely monitoring a potential threat to Rowan County High School. According to the principal at the high school, he was made aware of a note left on Saturday at the Arts and Eats Festival threatening Rowan County students. However, the principal did not see the note. There was also another threat written on a bathroom stall last week. The Rowan County Police Department and school administrators have investigated both incidents. They do not believe the students are in any danger. The owner of Triple Crown winner has died. Penny Chenery died last Saturday, in Boulder, Colorado. She was 95, and her death was caused by complications from a stroke. Her longtime friend Leonard Lusky announced her death on behalf of the family. She was the owner of the 1973 Triple Crown winner, Secretariat. Secretariat is known for one of the greatest performances in sports history, winning the Belmont by 31 lengths and being the first Triple Crown winner in 25 years. Penny was born in New York in 1922 and grew up loving horses. When her father died, she took over his stable. She wanted to fulfill his dream of winning the Kentucky Derby. She was later portrayed in the 2003 Disney film Secretariat. She is survived by her children, grandchildren, and stepson.
President Donald Trump visited the UN General Assembly on Tuesday, where he delivered a speech in which he threatened North Korea. Trump made many references to North Korean acts of violence and then proceeded to say that the United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. He then referred to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un as a rocket man and claimed Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and his regime. One of the world's largest toy store chains, Toys R Us, has filed for bankruptcy protection. Monday night, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy with a long-term debt of $5 billion, competing with sales against Walmart and Amazon. The company has plans to invest in long-term growth in order to still bring business to kids and parents. The company stated that its approximate 1,600 stores would continue to operate as usual.
A powerful earthquake struck Mexico on Tuesday afternoon, rattling the capital and sending people flooding into the streets for the second time in just 2 weeks. Over 150 people have been reported killed across the country, including at least 21 pupils in a fallen school in Mexico City. This 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit on the 32nd anniversary of the major quake that devastated the capital city in 1985. Officials say Hurricane Maria is no longer a major hurricane. After tearing through Puerto Rico, it became a Category 2 hurricane. However, they are saying that there is a possibility that the hurricane could still strengthen. A Hurricane Hunter plane has clocked winds as high as 110 miles per hour in the hurricane. It is too early to determine how strong the hurricane will be and where it will hit the United States. If it hits the U.S., it will likely hit states along the East Coast. There is also a chance it will return out to sea before reaching the East Coast. After the break, Sahara LaForce has your weather forecast for the week.
And later, we take a look at last weekend's Arts and Eats Festival. Don't go away.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
Kind of makes you want to.
Breaking a song?
Yeah? I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest.
I love when the Eagles play.
I love the campus.
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Morehead.
It's such a pretty place.
Hello and good evening. I'm Sahara LaForce with NewsCenter and Morehead. This is your weather. Currently in Morehead, it is 83 degrees, so pretty comfortable, and partly cloudy with humidity at 60% and winds of 1 mile per hour. Now today it was pretty comfortable for the most part, but of course in the morning it was pretty chilly. Towards the end of the afternoon, it started raining just a little bit. That was a bit of a surprise, but ever since then it's been pretty comfortable. Now for the record temperatures. The record high for this state in the past has been a pretty hot 96 degrees in 1931 and a chilly low of 31 degrees in 1937. Now the normal high for this time is around 79 degrees and the normal low for this time is 54 degrees. Now both our high and low for today is significantly higher than both the high and the low normally. So we've got a pretty unusual beginning to autumn, which starts officially tomorrow. Now for a look at our Doppler radar, there are some scattered showers moving throughout the middle and western part of Kentucky, narrowly avoiding the easternmost part. It is, like I said, scattered, so you probably won't be seeing much of it, but keep it in mind if you do get hit with any rain. Now for our temperature map, it is a pretty warm 90 degrees in Paducah, 88 degrees in Frankfort, 89 in Louisville, and 87 in Bowling Green. And then on to 85 degrees in Lexington, and finally 83 degrees in Morehead. Now for a look at tonight's forecast, it is going to be a pretty comfortable but slightly chilly low of 64 degrees with a 20% chance of precipitation. Now if you are out walking tonight, you probably won't run into any rain, but just keep it in mind in case you need to find an umbrella. Keep a jacket on just in case. Now for tomorrow's forecast, it is going to be a pretty warm but comfortable 87 degrees and mostly sunny with sunrise happening around 7:21 a.m. Now for our 7-day forecast. For most of the week, we are going to be in the high to mid 80s, with the highest temperature being 88 on Sunday and Monday, and the lowest being 82 on Wednesday, up until Thursday, where we will see 73 degrees and rain. For the most part, though, we are going to have lows in the low 60s, and it is going to be very comfortable and sunny. Now that's your weather for the week. Let's go back to the desk for our NewsCenter Spotlight.
The 7th annual Morehead Arts and Eats Charity Festival was held on Main Street last Saturday.
People got the opportunity to explore downtown Morehead while tasting great food and shopping for local arts and crafts from all over Rowan County.
Citizens in Rowan County shut down Main Street for the Arts and Eats Festival, with art vendors and some interesting delicacies.
There you go. Thank you so much. And there's napkins.
Organizers say out of the 7 years they have been doing it, this year is bigger than ever before.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger. I think we have about 40 food booths and 72 arts and crafts booths. And then of course on the lawn of the Rowan County Arts Center we have the children's activities and the bounce house and all that good stuff.
Many organizations that came to support the cause were local nonprofit organizations.
We've got churches here, we've got sports teams, we've got local businesses, just sometimes your neighbors.
Cool. Nice. All right.
And all going to a great cause.
This year we're raising money for Downtown Morehead Incorporated, Doves of Gateway, Gateway Children's Advocacy Center, and the Rowan County Arts Center. And at the end of the day, half of it goes to the charity that we're raising money for, the four that I just talked about, and the other half goes to the vendor.
Officials say they are now gearing up for the next year's Arts and Eats Festival. Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Alicia Zacharias.
Come back, Bailey has your Eagle Athletics update.
Looking for somewhere to test your true benching ability? In need of your own rack to squat? Don't feel like running outside in muggy weather and just want a place where you can get good cardio without having to go very far? Come out to our recreational center. Hours and job offerings are available on mymorehead.com.
Yo, why you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in the room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back. I'm Bailey Kellum with your Eagle Athletics update. The MSU men's basketball team is getting prepared for this upcoming season. With only 4 returning players, the Eagles have been working on building the team's chemistry to help out with the transition with the new players. Head coach Preston Spradlin says that he is very pleased with the hard work from the new players.
We're coming into the fall semester. You know, we gave our guys a little time off to get acclimated to all the students being back and to focus on their academics. Kind of eased our way back into it with a refresher of what we did during the summer, and so we've kind of just went on that and built now to what we're doing, getting ready for September 29th is when we begin our official practice. And so that's kind of been our mindset, is getting our guys ready. We're not talking anything about November 10th when we open up the season at Xavier. That's the furthest thing from our mind. We're trying to get ready for September 29th when we open up official team practice, and we're getting after it every day with the entire team on the floor. Because right now the majority of what we're doing is small groups, putting guys with like positions together and just trying to lay that foundation of the fundamentals of what we want to do before we carry it over to a 5-on-5 setting with our entire team. It may take a little bit of time with 10 new guys. You know, we have 1 player on our team who started 1 Division I game. So we have a lot of inexperience. But with that said, with the things that we talked about with our preseason stuff, we're very, very pleased with where we're at because the attitudes have been fantastic. The effort has been off the charts, and the guys are really having fun and embracing the way that we want to build this program going forward. So we're pleased with where we're at, and we'll just continue to stick to that process, you know, and however long that may take of building this program and getting it where we'd like to see it.
The MSU soccer team came up short 3-2 in overtime Sunday afternoon as they battled Eastern Kentucky University. With an EKU goal within the first 10 minutes of the opening whistle, junior Kara Meyer connected with sophomore Morgan Tresser to tie it up before halftime. With the Colonel's goal late in the second half, Meyer clutched a last-minute goal to send the game into overtime. The Colonels would then score in the 96th minute and secure the win. The Eagles will host Southeast Missouri tomorrow at 6 p.m. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Hey new MSU student, where are you off to in such a hurry?
I gotta head back to my dorm to make lunch before my next class.
Well, what if I told you there's a place that serves Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Jump Asian Express, and the kitchen, and so much more?
Well, jeepers, mister, that sure would be swell, but where would a place like that be?
Welcome to 3rd Street Eats. It's open Monday through Thursdays, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Fridays, they're open only till 4 p.m.
Mister, how am I supposed to pay for this food when I don't have any cash on me?
You can use Beaker Bucks, Flex, or your meal plan.
I'd like to use a meal, please. Thanks for showing me around 3rd Street, mister. This place is swell.
You're welcome, but oh wait. There you go. Now you're ready to take on the rest of your week. Go Eagles!
Connecting you with employers and graduate program. Get info to launch your career now. Turning you into a professional. Focus on professional development. Start your job or internship now. Let Career Services help you separate yourself from the crowd. Develop into an expert candidate. Career Services is here to help. Build a network. Hands-on workshop. Career Services, turning you into a professional.
The third annual business pitch competition was last week. The College of Business and Technology invited students to pitch their business ideas to a panel of judges. The top 3 business pitches were recognized. The students presenting their ideas had 2 minutes to give the judges their pitch. Once they had finished their pitch, the judges then asked 8 minutes worth of questions. They then scored the groups based on their presentation and answers. The second place spot was given to the team who came up with the campus bike rental service took the first place prize.
The Morehead State Clinic now requires copays. According to the clinic's website, copays are required at the time of service. Currently, student opinions on the copays greatly differ.
At first I was a little angry about the clinic actually having a copay when you go in. Of course, if you have insurance, most insurance does cover the copay of the cost. So I was fine in that area, but I know a lot of people are still angry. I know the clinic worked really hard and they were trying to get it to where they were trying to get the pay to be in the tuition and the cost of tuition, but it didn't work out. So they were trying really hard to work with us, but it just didn't turn out right. Honestly, I don't have a problem with it.
You know, with the amount of money that we're charged here on campus to come here and get an education, you know, it's going to so many different things that it probably shouldn't. And, you know, some people would argue that, you know, we have an awesome rec center, we have an awesome space science center, and money's went to this, we have now a parking garage, but yet we still don't have good parking. Out of all the things that, you know, we have, money should really probably be going to our health and going back into us if we're paying for it already. And, you know, if you get students used to something and you talk about it a lot and then you do this to them, they're going to be upset about it.
My opinion on the copay is that it's all right. When you go out into the real world, you're going to have a copay unless you have really good insurance. My previous insurance, I had a copay of $25. So to say that, you know,
There's a copay, yes, but in reality, that's how it's going to be. I think the big issue is that for many years there wasn't a copay, and it was just funded into the tuition statement, and there was just one fee for it. But I have no problem with it. There's budget cuts going around everywhere. Everybody's having to make up for their losses, so I understand it.
For individuals covered under private in-network insurance plans, the visit will be submitted to your insurance company.
A new radio show will be added to Morehead State Public Radio. The show is called Neighbors by Adrian Swan. The show will consist of a 4.5-minute conversation with immigrants who have ended up working and living in Morehead. The new show can be heard each Wednesday during Mountain Edition on WMKY 90.3 FM. A new program for bike riders around campus has started called Ride MSU. NewsCenter spoke with Josh Gowett, the student who started the Ride MSU program, to find out more on what the program is.
What is Ride MSU? Ride MSU is a student-led bicycle advocacy and enthusiast group here on campus. We want to connect all cyclists and support all types of riders. The goals of Ride MSU is to educate campus and the community about bicycle safety and traffic laws, and to work with multiple resources to establish bike programs for the campus and for the community, such as group rides, trail cleanups, and demonstrations. For 2017, Ride MSU plans on contributing to enhancing bike education on campus, such as how to lock your bike up and the technical ways of how you should ride in the streets or along with pedestrians. Bike registration, and we're working for a ride share, and we want to try and help establish better bike infrastructure on campus and around the community. So the inspiration for Ride MSU partially comes because I'm a cyclist myself, and getting to class was getting kind of difficult. But I also was in a business pitch competition at Burcombs, and I ran into Shayla, and she kind of pointed me in the right direction for this. Anyone that wants to get involved with Ride MSU should just contact our faculty advisor, Shayla Menfeld Ring. Currently, we just have a core group of students working to establish the organization, but anyone can get involved. We're especially enthusiastic about riders.
More than 60 schools participate in an early college program offered by MSU. There are nearly 3,000 students participating in this program. Students are given the opportunity to take dual credit classes through the early college program. Each course taken saves the high school students about $1,000 in college costs. In the last week, students from 2 schools that participate in the program have had the opportunity to visit campus. Raceland High School students and Rowan County High School students visited Morehead State University to tour the campus that has been preparing them for college-level work. Former Buffalo Trace Distillery employee has been accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of liquor. Gilbert Kurtzinger pled guilty in a Franklin County court case on Wednesday to charges of unlawful taking and receiving of stolen property. Potentially resulting in up to 15 years in prison, the targeted brands are considered more expensive bourbons, and the distillery's hit were Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey. The suspect allegedly loaded the whiskey barrels into a pickup truck, covered them with a tarp, and delivered them to potential buyers. County Sheriff Pat Melton estimated the recovered whiskey was worth at least $100,000. Kurtzinger's defense attorney, Whitney Lawson, said the plea agreement was the best decision for him and his family.
The Cave Run Storytelling Festival will be on September 29th and 30th. This year will be the 19th year for the festival. The festival will be held at the Twin Knobs Campground in Morehead. This is a chance for the community to hear from professional storytellers on the shores of Cave Run Lake. An adult ticket for the entire weekend costs $45 at the gate, and if students bring their ID, they can get in for $20.
To celebrate the ratification of the United States Constitution, the Department of History, Philosophy, Politics, International, and Legal Studies will be hosting 3 events on campus tomorrow at 3 p.m. Brian Talbot of Washington University will present Moral Uncertainty and Legal Action in the Athena Room of the Camden Carroll Library.
Yes, and also tomorrow at 4:15 p.m., Morehead Mayor Jim Tom Trent will be leading the reading of the Constitution at Little Bell Tower. Lastly, next Tuesday, a panel discussion will be held by professors of government and legal studies to cover the Trump administration and the U.S. Constitution. All programs are free and open to the public.
Well, that'll be it for us tonight on News Center. Remember, your news is always on News Center's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages.
And you can catch this broadcast again on msutv.net.
On behalf of everyone here at News Center, I'm Jack Cottle.
And I'm Eden Jordan. Have a good evening.